Hey guys, Shalom. My name is Mark, and welcome to My Slice of Eden. So, I just wanted to do a short video today, kind of show off some things, some of the progress that we have in the garden. And yes, I'm inside because it's hot. Ooh man, those summer temperatures sure kick up early in the day. But yeah, let me show you guys what I got here. Flip this around, not on me. All right. Oh, would you look at that? My first potatoes. So, I stuck my hand in a bucket and I pulled out some potatoes, 2 of them. Well, actually, I pulled out 3 of them. I gave one to a neighbor who was also checking out my lovely garden. Swapping ideas and stuff. But I started off and I pulled out some potatoes just to see where they were. And I'm pretty impressed. This is a good sized potato. Yeah, look at that. Nice red. About the size of the palm of my hand or so. Hand for size. If they all look like that, I'm going to be a very happy gardener come time to pull them in about a week or 2. And we're going to do a video on dumping potato buckets. I also got here, these are beets. Some fresh beets. Varying sizes from small to decently sized. So let me see if I can get a good shot of this one right here. I just pulled the whole plant. And yes, that is D&D in the background. I am a nerd. We had a D&D game last night. Played with some friends, so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I do the D&D. So many facets to me in my life. Carrots. So this is some of the carrots I pulled again. Different sizes. Some really small, tiny. Some decently sized. I mean, again, we pulled a whole plant here, and that's what a carrot looks like. Yeah, these are purple carrots. They've got a nice center core of yellow and orange. And then these are Danver 127s. I bought them from Haas. Again, differing sizes. I've got some bigger ones that are in there. I know they're bigger because I can see the tops and they look really good. So I'm hoping that we will have some really good carrots going on. So I am probably going to pull the rest of them in about a week or so. And then plant a new row because we have enough time in our gardening season to do that. So yeah, there we go. Carrots. Green beans. Holy moly, green beans. This is off of like 3 or 4 plants of bush green beans. And man, these green beans are just spectacular. Like, here, let me do this real quick. Ooh, I know. Terrible production quality, trust me, but look at that. Look at that green bean. Ooh, that's my hand. Look at that green bean. It's a green bean! Oh, man. And they do have that nice snap to them. They snap really well, so let me see if I can focus. Camera, focus. Honestly, I think I'm going to start stealing my wife's phone for these videos because she's got a way better phone camera than I do. Tomatoes. So I like to pull them when they're a little bit, more orange than red, but I mean, these cherry tomatoes are just spectacular. This year I grew a majority cherry tomatoes, and these tomatoes that were like honeycomb, so they're like that orange. In fact, a few of these are the honeycomb, that one is a honeycomb. So I'm looking forward to see how they taste. I might pop one in my mouth in a minute. Haven't actually tasted the honeycombs yet. I've eaten a bunch of the cherry tomatoes because that nice red, oh gosh. Beautiful red. Just wonderful. All right, next. Candy cane peppers. So they taste like a bell pepper, but they got an interesting kind of length. They grow longer and they kind of have a stripe, but they're a little more peppery than a bell pepper, I think. They really are a little more peppery than a bell pepper. So I've got a bunch of these coming in. I've got like 6 plants or so of those, and they are coming in. Eggplants. So to be fair, I picked this one yesterday. Didn't pick this one today. I picked it yesterday because it was nice and long. But I am having issues with some bugs. So I don't know if I can get my camera to focus. Well, you can see. Little bugs. Meh. Okay, I know, terrible production quality. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. My phone doesn't want to seem to there. No, there it goes. So I did get some bugs in there. Trying to bite them out. I think I can cut the top off. It looks like they were mostly coming in around the top here. Just cut that section off. I think the rest of it's going to be good. But I picked this one today. Smaller. These are Ichiban eggplants. So they're a Japanese variety of eggplant. They do grow longer and smaller, but I do have some black beauties outside. And trust me, we will walk outside in a second. I kind of want to show off the different things. These are peas. As you can see, these peas are a little late in the season. They're starting to actually turn into, you know, seed peas and not just, you know, eating peas. But there are a few in here. Like that one. So tender, so crispy. Delicious. Alright, so this is what I pulled this morning. Before it got too hot, it was starting to get a little warm, so I was like, hey, let's pull some things and see where we're at. Pulling the potatoes is really just a test. I wanted to test to see how they were looking, you know. So I stuck my hand in a bucket and was like, okay, let's dig around and see if I can find some potatoes. And I'm actually going to show you the potato buckets in a second. So, let's do this. Flip the camera. Whoop. I do have some bell peppers growing. You can see the bell peppers. I got some black bell peppers too. I wanted to try those out. I never had them before. Wanted to know if there was a difference. I've got my first jalapenos. What's going on there? Jalapeno. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Got my first jalapenos, and I've got my first banana peppers as well. You can see those guys. See the banana peppers. Okay, and then these are the black beauties I have. My eggplant black beauties right there. I know, guys. It's bright out here. This is my carrot bed. This is where I pulled my carrots out of. I originally did not thin them like I should have. So, you know, there was a bunch of space where some of the carrots, you know, they just didn't do so well. But I have gotten some decent carrots out of here, so I am happy about that. I am going to probably pull the rest of these carrots next week and then basically go through and replant. I've got enough time to replant. So there's the bucket I pulled the potatoes out of. I just kind of reached my hand in there and yanked some out. But as you can see, my potatoes are all flopping over, so they're getting ready to be done. It's a good sign. So I can pull these potatoes and see what I got. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. I've got 8 potato buckets here of red potatoes. And then over here, I've got my different potatoes here. These are ambrosias with these beautiful flowers right here. These are the ambrosia potatoes. And then over here, I've got the, these are purple. So I've got purple majesty and just purple potatoes. So they're about ready too. There's my green beans, guys. I know. Looks a little messy back there. Trust me, I spent about 30 minutes picking green beans off of those 4 green bean plants. Holy cow. I'll tell you what, green beans are amazing producers. Amazing producers. I just love, like, I'm gonna grow more green beans next year. I just had a few plants and they did so much. And I mean, honestly, I left a bunch of them on there because they just weren't big enough yet. So I'm excited to see. But yeah, let me turn this back around. There's my pea plants. There's still some peas on there. You can see a pea right there, pea plant right there, pea pod. You know, I'm getting ready to pull those pea plants out actually. It's getting too hot for them, so I'm gonna yank them out and I'm gonna plant something different there. I planted okra right here in this space. This used to be radishes, so I planted okra right there. Right here I've got some dinosaur kale. So did grow some kale. It's getting a little shaded out by the tomato plants that are behind it though, so we'll just see how it goes. And honestly, I'm still having a pest issue. You can see I've got bugs eating through my stuff, so I want to be organic, I want to be natural, so I just got to figure out a good way to fight them. If you guys got any good tips, but this is a learning channel. I fully admit that I am not the best. Don't come to me for any advice yet. So, but if you have good methods on how to get rid of bugs in your backyard without using the pesticides, let me know. Give me some tips. I'll try them live on the channel and we'll see how they do. You know, we'll figure it out, right? So let me turn this back around. All right, onions. So funnily enough, right, these are some decent looking onions. You know, they'll work for what they are. But funnily enough, I bought onions from seed starts from like Home Depot because I was like, hey, cool, look, little onion bulbs. You just plant them in the ground and they grow onions, right? Wrong. If you want bulb onions, like big onions the size of your fist, you want to plant them from seed. I learned that lesson the hard way. Apparently, those seed starts, those are the first year of the onions, and basically they will not bulb out if you plant them like that. So, I mean, I've probably got some good onions in there. Like, you know, they'll probably come out like a leek or something where they're more tubular than round. But I'm definitely going to try onions from seed. Either this year or next year. We'll have to see what I have space for. I've been thinking about yanking all these onions out and just trying to start from seed right there. So, we'll see. Undecided. All right, here's my beets. I pulled some beets today, and you can still see there are some beets. There's some nice looking beets still in there. So the beets were fun. I like the beets. We're gonna taste test them not too long. And then here you can see this is my corn, but I've got, see these little green beans I've got growing in here in between my corn. These are pole beans. I planted these in here because I wanted to see if they would vine up around the corn and help provide that nitrogen, you know, like in the Three Sisters method of gardening. But yeah, this is my corn. I like corn leaves, they're cool. They have an interesting texture to them. They almost feel like fake houseplants. But they are definitely real. All right, Swiss chard. Love the Swiss chard. A little bit of olive oil, a little bit of cracked salt. Oh my gosh. Swiss chard is just so good. It just tastes wonderful. And you know, you just stir fry them. It's a healthy snack, guys. These are bunching onions. I actually need to pull some of these. I'm gonna pull them, I'm gonna dice them up, and then I'm gonna put them in my freeze dryer when my freeze dryer gets here, so we can have freeze-dried bunching onions. You know, they store forever. Cabbage! I got a lot of cabbage. It's not doing as well as I want it to. I've got them planted in these little, I got these at the dollar store, not gonna lie. Look at these weeds right here. Whoop, buy weeds, buy weeds. We don't like weeds. No, buy weeds, okay. Yep, but I got my, got those little three planter spots at the dollar store. You're supposed to be able to stack them up. They're flimsy, they're cheap. I planted cabbage in them because I wanted to see how they would do. And overall, it's doing okay. I think next year I'm going to plant my cabbage in buckets, 5-gallon buckets, like I've seen some other people do. Get some off the ground a little bit, so stop some of the pest issues, because as you can see, I'm having pest issues with my cabbage as well. Just, they're getting eaten up. But you know, it's part of gardening, right? You gotta deal with nature, deal with the pests. There we go, got some basil right there. My lemon tree is making lemons for me. Look at those lemons, they're so cute. These are German Johnsons, I believe, tomatoes. Right here, these guys are German Johnsons. They're an heirloom tomato variety. Supposedly they do really well in Virginia, so I want to give them a shot. They're growing right now. I bought them a little later in the season, so we'll see how they do. And then these are my cherry tomatoes, and they've been producing a bunch for me. And honestly, I've learned I need to put them in bigger pots. They definitely need bigger pots. So that's a fix that I'm going to make next year with my cherry tomatoes. I'm going to have them in pots about this size, the German Johnson pot. There we go. All right, these are my little tomatoes, which honestly I pulled almost all of my tomatoes off of these little bush tomato plants, which are spectacular. They're amazing. I love them. Cannot recommend them enough. They just keep producing. And right over here, there we go. Got zucchinis. Hey, there's the boy. Say hi to the people. You say hi? Look at my little barefoot boy. He just likes to run around back here barefoot. Golly. Whew. To be young. Squash, zucchinis. So, anyways, that was the backyard tour. Again, you know, a lot of these videos are going to be the backyard tour and the front yard tour. But that's what I got going. That's where I pulled everything from, you know. I didn't just buy the produce from the store and say, hey, look what I got. Nope, 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 nope. Picked it all from the backyard. All right, guys. I hope you all have a good day. Shalom.